This is Radio Taiwan International. Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Michelle Chang coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Friday, December 5th. Taiwan urges calm amidst reports of China's largest maritime show of force to date. The Swedish envoy seeks deeper Taiwan ties on their clean energy path to net zero. And the Taiwan premier thanks Japan's prime minister for backing peace across the Taiwan Strait. But first, today's top story. Responding to China deploying more than 100 naval and Coast Guard vessels across East Asian waters, the presidential office said that the Defense Ministry and other national security agencies have been instructed to maintain full situational awareness and provide timely updates, ensuring there is, quote, no concern for national security. The remarks came after Reuters reported that China has amassed what officials describe as its largest maritime show of force to date, with more than 100 vessels operating from the Yellow Sea through the East China Sea, into the disputed South China Sea, and out into the Western Pacific. The activity coincides with China's traditional peak season for military drills, though Beijing has not announced any major exercises. Presidential Office spokesperson Karen Kuo told reporters Friday that the deployment is not limited to the Taiwan Strait and represents a broader challenge to regional stability. She said Chinese ships have been concentrated in multiple strategic waterways, including areas near the Senkaku Islands and the Western Pacific, and that the scale indeed poses a threat and impacts to the Indo-Pacific and the whole region. She urged Beijing to exercise restraint and fulfill its responsibilities as a major power. Taiwan, she added, will continue working closely with like-minded partners to safeguard peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific.
The
president has instructed the Ministry of National Defense and all national security units to maintain full awareness and provide timely reports. National security is assured and the public can rest easy. We are confident we can manage this.
Sweden's top envoy in Taiwan called for deeper collaboration on clean energy Thursday as both nations pursue net zero emissions. Swedish representative in Taipei Helena Reitberger said her country expects broader, more comprehensive cooperation with Taiwan in energy and sustainability to achieve a net zero future together. At a media roundtable on energy resilience and future energy hosted by the Swedish Trade and Invest Council's office in Taipei, Reitberger noted that investing in Taiwan's fossil-free alternatives is now seen as strategically important. She highlighted Sweden's success in fostering public sector and industry partnerships as a valuable model. Reitberger emphasized that energy resilience is a key part of societal resilience, where Sweden offers significant expertise. Simon Westerlund, Asia investment manager at Swedish firm Baseload Capital, stressed that tech giants and data centers need stable, clean energy supplies beyond intermittent renewables, positioning geothermal as the 24/7 baseload solution given Taiwan's rich resources. Taiwan's Minesto project manager Chen Yonglong said the Swedish firm's lightweight, scalable marine power devices harness low-flow tides and ocean currents, with operational sites in the Faroe Islands and partnerships underway with TCC Green Energy and the National Taiwan Ocean University for potential deployments in eastern Taiwan. Taiwan's Premier Zhuorong-tai met on Friday with Sumi Shuzo, chairman of the Japan-Taiwan Exchange Association. In his statements, he thanked Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi for her statements supporting peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. Zhuo said Takaichi's firm stand under external pressure highlights shared Taiwan-Japan values of justice and peace. During the meeting at the cabinet, Zhuo praised Shuzo's role in the 49th Taiwan-Japan Economic and Trade Conference, which produced progress in digital trade and local customs cooperation. The two sides signed the digital trade agreement covering personal data protection, online consumer safety, and communication security, along with the regional customs cooperation memorandum to streamline trade between Kaohsiung and Kobe ports. Zhuo expressed deep emotion over Takaichi's remarks on regional stability, saying,
We were truly moved by Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi's recent speech on peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait area. And this represents justice and peace, and we are profoundly grateful to Takaichi, the Japanese government, and people for persisting with this under high pressure.
The premier noted booming Taiwan-Japan exchanges, with rising Taiwanese tourists to Japan and popular Japanese performers in Taiwan. He added that Taiwan's popular pavilion at Expo 2025 Osaka will be relocated domestically after the event for continued display. Shuzo said the conference upgraded a 2013 e-commerce pact into the digital trade agreement and advanced local customs ties, confident these will elevate bilateral relations. President Lai Ching-te spoke at the 23rd Asian Pacific Congress of Nephrology Friday morning, stating that it is the most influential event in the region's nephrology community, and its return to Taiwan after a 25-year absence is of great significance. He said he is pleased to release the Taiwan Home Dialysis White Paper for 2026 to 2035, submitted by the Taiwan Society of Nephrology, the International Society for Peritoneal Dialysis, and the Health Ministry. The blueprint outlines Taiwan's shift from treatment only being available in hospitals, allowing medical care to be provided to families and communities, and moving towards the goals of humanistic care, healthy aging, and sustainable healthcare. The president pointed out that kidney disease has become a major global public health challenge, with the WHO including chronic kidney disease in its global health resolutions. According to Health Ministry statistics, Taiwan has over 90,000 dialysis patients, accruing costs estimated to reach $1.5 billion this year, directly impacting the health, well-being, and quality of life of its citizens. Health Minister Su Zongliang underscored that the three highs of hypertension, hyperlipidemia, and hyperglycemia are important risk factors for kidney disease. He said he hopes National Health Insurance Administration policy efforts towards making care more accessible can achieve the goal of reducing chronic kidney disease mortality by 1/3 by 2030. A deadly fire at a Hong Kong high-rise complex that killed at least 156 has triggered scrutiny of safety failures and fears of rising public discontent.
The devastating fire that broke out in multiple high-rise apartments in the Wong Fuk Court complex in Hong Kong's New Territories last week has become the most serious test of Beijing's ability to control Hong Kong since the 2019 anti-extradition pro-democracy movement. According to Reuters, a judge-led committee will investigate the cause of the blaze, which killed at least 156 people, and determine whether substandard materials used in building renovations may have fueled the flame. Residents have also questioned whether risks were ignored and raised concerns about whether fire safety systems were properly installed and functioning. The fire occurred just as Hong Kong is preparing for the Legislative Council election this Sunday. Under large-scale legislative reforms, pro-democracy and opposition figures have been silenced, leaving only the patriot candidates loyal to China eligible to run. Hong Kong courts are also gearing up to issue a verdict for imprisoned media tycoon Jimmy Lai. Head and professor of the Department of Social Sciences at the Hong Kong Institute of Education, Lu Zhaoxing, who has authored multiple works on Hong Kong politics, said he believes Beijing is particularly focused on two questions. First, how the government will handle this tragedy, and second, how it might affect public opinion toward the Hong Kong government. Both the Hong Kong government and China's CCP leadership have acted quickly to show that they take the fire seriously. Analysts noted that Hong Kong's high housing prices have long been a source of public discontent, and despite the government's effort to tighten control over politics and national security, this fire could fuel public discontent with the authorities. Despite relatively strict control over protest activity in Hong Kong, the public still has access to various online forums, where numerous online comments have already criticized negligence and cost-cutting as contributing factors to the fire. Experts say public anger and concern may extend beyond the construction company to government fire and building regulatory agencies, ramping up the pressure for a comprehensive and transparent investigation. Hannah Belinsky for RTI News.
The Interior Ministry will issue an order to halt DNS resolution and restrict access to the Chinese social networking and e-commerce platform Xiaohongshu app, otherwise known as Red Note, for a period of 1 year. The move follows a surge in online shopping scams linked to the app. According to the National Police Agency's Criminal Investigation Bureau, Xiaohongshu was connected to 950 fraud cases in Taiwan last year, with losses exceeding 132.9 million NT dollars, which is $4.26 million US dollars. Officials said that the suspension order was issued under Article 42 of the Fraud Crime Hazard Prevention Act, which allows emergency measures when platforms pose an immediate threat to public safety. The Cabinet's Anti-Fraud Command Center said the shutdown will affect several hundred associated IP addresses and will be phased in over a number of hours. Users attempting to open the app are expected to encounter endless loading or failed connections. TWNIC, Taiwan's domain name registry, said it has already activated DNS Response Policy Zone or RPZ mechanisms to carry out the order. Under the RPZ system, internet service providers voluntarily enforce legal directives to block malicious or harmful domain names. The suspension comes amid growing scrutiny of Chinese apps in Taiwan over data security, fraud risks, and potential influence operations. Thank you for joining me for the news. I'm Michelle Chang. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.